If you've been hanging out in the Enneagram world for a while, you've probably seen all of the memes, maybe taken a quiz or two, and maybe even typed yourself 3 different times. But here's the thing most people don't know. The Enneagram didn't start out as a personality typing system. It actually began as a map of transformation, a way to understand universal patterns and cycles, interruptions, and the resolutions. It is a map of how creation uses energy and how we use energy to create. And once I understood that, everything shifted for me. I'm Jen P. Higgins, and this is Enneagramology, where we explore the deeper purpose of the Enneagram, not just as a personality tool, but as a map of energy flow and a guide to understanding how we process, heal, and grow into our purpose. When I first started using the Enneagram in my coaching practice, I noticed something interesting. Clients would discover the number, nod their heads, and say, "Oh, this explains everything." But here's the problem: nothing actually changed. People were using the Enneagram as a label instead of a map. And honestly, I was doing the same thing at first. In fact, my whole platform in the beginning was about helping people avoid mistyping themselves, as if getting the right number was the end all be all. But I kept thinking, there has to be more than this. And that's when I went deeper, beyond the quizzes and the memes, into the symbol and the history and the original intent of the Enneagram. And that's when it hit me. The Enneagram was never designed to describe you, it was designed to move you. This isn't just something nice to know about your personality. It's about energy, it's about motion, and it's about creating change. And for many of my clients, it's about breaking free from patterns that have been looping for generations upon generations. So today, I want to take you on a journey because when you understand where the Enneagram came from, you can start to see why it developed and what it was originally designed to do for us. So, if you really want to understand the 9 points and why this framework is so powerful, we have to go way back, long before modern psychology, to the Greek philosopher Pythagoras. He was studying the hidden patterns of the universe through sacred geometry, musical harmonics, and mathematical ratios, and he discovered something extraordinary. Everything happens and moves because energy moves in predictable, intentional patterns. Pythagoras saw harmony everywhere, in numbers, in music, in nature, and his discoveries became the foundation for understanding energy and frequency and how life organizes itself. And this is where the roots of the Enneagram begin to take shape. In fact, the word Enneagram is a Greek mathematical term. It means a diagram of 9 points, 9 movements, 9 ways energy flows. Now, fast forward to the early 1900s. A Russian philosopher named George Gurdjieff brought the Enneagram symbol to the West. And this still gives me chills. He called it the diagram of everything living. For Gurdjieff, the Enneagram wasn't, "I'm a type 4" or "I'm a type 8." He saw it as an illustration showing how energy flows through life and through creation and through us. What fascinates me is how connected the Enneagram is to the same natural laws that physics and thermodynamics describe today. Those predictable ways that energy moves and how it transforms and regenerates. So, what does that mean for you and me? Is it practical? Well, Gurdjieff called us three-brained beings, having a body, a heart, and a mind, all designed to work together in sacred alignment and purpose. And I love how this mirrors what so many ancient teachings and even scripture point to, that we're designed for balance, alignment, and wholeness. If you think of an orchestra, Each instrument has a unique sound and purpose. And individually, while pretty might sound hollow or shallow, but when they play together, they create harmony. And we're the same way. Many parts of one body, all working together for the good of the whole. And that's what the Enneagram was originally pointing to, integration within ourselves. Our body, our heart, and our mind each play a different instrument, but they were designed to work in harmony. So, at this stage in the Enneagram's evolution, there were no types, no tests, no labels, just a symbol. It was a reminder that we're part of something bigger. Fast forward again to the 1960s, a Bolivian philosopher named Oscar Ichazo introduced the idea of nine fixations or patterns of thought and behavior that keep us stuck in cycles. And for Ichazo, the Enneagram wasn't about boxing people in, it was about liberating, waking us up, and breaking free from those patterns that made us feel limited. So he founded the Eureka School in Chile, where he taught his students his proto analysis theory. He used over 100 Enneagons, 100 mats, 100 of these shapes of common patterns and cycles of psychological processes. And it wasn't until Claudio Naranjo, who was a psychiatrist from Chile and a student of Ichazo, he simplified what he learned into nine Enneatypes, which is where modern psychology picked it up. And this was a turning point. On the one hand, it made the Enneagram more accessible because now suddenly people could actually see themselves in the patterns. But on the other hand, this is where we started to lose some of its deeper wisdom. Fast forward again a few decades, the Enneagram starts showing up everywhere: books, retreats, churches, workplaces, and now it's trending on Instagram with quizzes and memes. And I actually love that the Enneagram can reach so many people in this way. It's great for working on relationships, working on themselves and their spirituality. But here is the trap: when we stop at the label, I'm a two, so I'm always going to overgive because I'm such a helper. Or we say I'm a six, so I'm always going to feel anxious. We actually miss the whole point. The Enneagram was never meant to box you in to a type. It was designed to wake you up. And I've had my fair share of chuckles about the pathology of my stereotype. It's definitely a humbling way into self awareness. But the trend has made the Enneagram oversimplified and sometimes trite. We started drifting away from its original purpose. Wah wah. But the deeper I went into this work, the more I realized something very important. You are not just one type. You actually carry all nine energies within you. And that's why I use something I call Enneagram Energetics in my private practice. It blends modern psychology and traditional Chinese medicine with the original intention of the Enneagram to harmonize the energy that's within you so you can heal what needs healing and move forward towards balance, alignment, and wholeness. For me, it feels like partnering with God's design, the way you were created, and learning how to live in flow with that design instead of fighting against it. And when you stop working against the flow, then you're finally free. Then you can be the difference maker that you were born to be, the real you, not this boxed in, overtyped, overhyped, or limited version of yourself. So today we walked through the timeline, how the Enneagram evolved into what we know today. But here's the thing: the real wisdom isn't just in the types or traits, it's in the symbol itself. And no, it's not the occultic emblem some critics claim it to be or try to scare you or warn you about. It's actually built on sacred geometry. is very mathematically precise, and the natural laws that are woven in to creation itself are represented in this symbol. It illustrates where we get stuck and why, and how we can consciously shift ourselves out of those ruts. And once you see this, it changes the way you understand everything, yourself, your relationships, and even your purpose. So, in the next episode, we're diving into the symbol itself. We're exploring the cosmic laws, these forces that shape the Enneagram's design, and the hidden patterns that are running your life. If that sparks your curiosity, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss it. We're on a journey, one that takes us beyond personality labels and into a deeper intuitive wisdom. And if that's the path you're onto, I'd love to walk it with you. Keep unboxing yourself so you can unleash your power.